Hello Eternum and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news, and this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Eternum last night as the forces of thrust damage capture the southern Cutlass Keys. KOTT news crews were on the scene and got a few words from the new regional leaders. Over in mere moments, how did you manage to successfully conquer the Cutlass Keys?
Well, it was a very strong fight, hardwood fight. You know, we got out there, we walked down the points, we defended ourselves from the enormous army that we were fighting against. You know, but through it all, we got the points, we blew up the doors, and we got in there in record time. It was a good time. Excellent.
Was there anybody who stood out in their performance?
I think everyone did a pretty good job. Everyone did a pretty good job in there. I will have to shout out though. If he stopped running here, he's trying to stab us for some reason. You know, the thrust damage, it kind of gets in his head. Anyway, it was a great time out there. He was watching Star Wars, I believe, giving us all good confidence for the war. We were listening to Chewbacca roar in the background. It was a great time.
Well, congratulations. You have two regions now. Any ambitions to expand to a third?
I don't think so quite yet. I know here very shortly after our invasion, we'll probably be getting a defense war declared very shortly. So we'll be preparing for that in the meantime, getting up some walls, getting everything prepared for the fight.
Later in First Light, KOTT news crews caught up with Error.pxp leadership to get their comments on tonight's outcomes. Congratulations on your victory here in First Light, once again retaining the rights to distribute the spice and hyssop to the rest of the island's region. However, you did lose in Cutlass Keys. Was that a yield that you made on purpose, an intentional yield?
You know, John, I wanted to complain about the double declare, but then I realized I'm not a bitch.
Did you send any of your roster out there to Cutlass Keys, or did you keep everybody on point here?
We did. We sent a few people out at Cutlass Keys to kind of, overwatch the burning of the, town, and, they got the rest of our goods out and hightailed it back to First Light.
Hey, was there anybody out there tonight here in First Light that stood out in their performance?
Oh, listen, everybody this time around. A lot of things that we practice is just comms and being able to work with our groups, and I think everyone did a wonderful job. You know, this is a training company after all, and these people have all come a long way. So I have to give it up to not only leadership, but also every person in this roster and in this company, because this is one of the best companies and one of the best communities I've been a part of.
Wrapping up the evening, a long payout line for JDB's Kitchen in Windsward for their weekly payouts. Afterwards, a member of the kitchen staff took a moment to take us through their fight in Brimstone. Well, I know that you've got to get to bed early, but if you can give me a couple words, was it a difficult fight for you out there?
Oh man, this was actually a really fun fight. I'm glad that Outcast brought that out. The bruisers had finally started hitting healers. It's crazy. I think they actually brought a pretty good fight, and it was quite clumpy out there in the desert.
Well, was there anybody out there who stood out in their performance? You know, we'd like to see what's going on with anybody who's really improving themselves.
You know, I think I'm not gonna name drop anyone. I think everyone did a really great job. I think our rotations were super tight. I think everyone played their roles and soldiered on the point and around the point. We weren't, I think we were all playing really well tonight, and our army was very strong on their game. I want to give a good shout out to Rasputin for shot calling for us. I always love soldiers that can play macro play as well, and so he really brought the army together with some with some awesome shot calling tonight. So I'll give a shout out to him.
I see that there's a new Covenant squad coming after you here in Windsward tomorrow. Are you looking forward to Cringecast?
I have no idea who they are, but I'm excited to fight them. I think we're all excited to have some new competition out here.
Well, I hate to bring it up, but how are you dealing with the frustration of the delays of the first season?
Well, that's kind of interesting. I think we're all bracing for impact. After seeing and experiencing PTR, I think we're all apprehensive about what's going to happen with the patch, and I hope that they release it soon. I'm not sure how this will affect the current population of players and how this is going to shift meta and also change and rock the entire island. I feel like territories are going to shift and wars are going to be very exciting coming up.
Turning to the weather, and it looks like the sun will rise once more and journey across the Eternum sky. Then look out after sunset as a scattering of corruption invasion forces will rise up in only 10% of the island. 2 roster submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. First up, the Covenant forces of Cringecast assault the vault of JDB's kitchen, attempting to steal away the island's financial capital of Windsward. The Zealots of Cringecast make their debut in the historical archives by making a big move for some big money early in their campaign. But will this newcomer find success against this island powerhouse? JDB's Kitchen, fresh off their victory in the Desert of Brimstone last night, will be fielding a full roster of security guards to lock down the outer perimeter of the bank. Meanwhile, the Covenant forces of Error.pxp attack the Marauders of Buchamma B-tier Dodgers for control of the island's primary oil reserves of Weaver's Fin. Fighting on back-to-back nights, the Zealots of Error.pxp take a turn on offense as they attempt to secure another region on the island. Dodgers' forces, back at it after taking a few days off themselves, should be well rested and prepared for a full-on fight in the Fin. Be sure to tune in for complete coverage and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.